What's up, guys? Mulix here. Hope everyone's having a good day and everyone had a good weekend. It is 1:45 in the morning, Monday morning. I have to be at AutoZone at 8 a.m. This is just a little update video about AutoZone. This is not a vlog. Again, I'm on a little break right now from vlogging as I get into the routine of my new job and my new schedule and stuff like that. I should already be sleeping now for like 2-3 hours, but it's very hard for me to get into the new routine. It's tough. Who wants to go to bed at 10, 11 at night, and waste all those hours that I could be watching TV or being my meat, stuff like that. So as you can see, I have the new episode of the 100 pause in the very beginning here. I'm going to go ahead and probably watch that and then hit the hay. But I just wanted to make a little update video. I went to my training class this past Saturday, which was actually at the hub, the AutoZone hub on Long Island. The main hub for Long Island, like the hub, like basically all the other AutoZones if they don't have the part in stock, they get it from the hub. And this AutoZone is your regular size AutoZone. It has the back behind the counter with all the alternators and stuff like that, spark plugs, stuff like that. And then behind that room is a big warehouse where they have, like every part you can think of. A very big hub, if you will. Hub. And we got this. We didn't really go back into the warehouse part of it, but you could see that it was huge by looking into that. But I have to be honest. Orientation went great. Training class was from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Usually it's from 8 to 4, but we only had one, two, like 9 people in the class, so it went very fast. It wasn't like when people had to see something, everyone didn't have to see. Like we didn't have to all look and look, so let's save time basically. But it really went well. It's definitely an interesting job, I think. And to be quite honest, I really think I'm gonna like it. I gotta be honest. I'm pretty. Hold on, guys. I really think I'm going to like this job. I'm actually really excited to go to work today, should I say, not tomorrow because it's Monday technically. Later on today, I'm very excited to go in. The store's not open for about another week or so, so this is basically going to be just stocking the shelves and stuff, which I think is pretty cool because I'll learn where everything goes because I'm going to be putting the merchandise on the shelves. That's what I believe I'm going to be doing tomorrow because the store's not open, so what else would I be doing? They don't have me going to another location to work. They have me going to the new store where I was hired for. So that, leads me to believe, common sense tells me that, that I'll be stocking, which I actually want to do. Because if I'm stocking products on the shelves, then I'll just know where everything is from my store because I put the product on the shelves. You know what I mean? So if a customer comes in next week and says, "Hey, I'm looking for, you know, mats for my car. I need new mats." Oh yeah, that's right down this middle aisle right here on the middle, halfway down on the left. You know what I mean? Like I'll know where stuff is instead of just going to a store that's already stocked and not really knowing the layout. Customer says, "Where do I?" You know what I mean? So that's really cool. I think that's a plus bonus, especially behind the counter where, like I said, where they keep alternators and starters and spark plugs, and that's like all you see is boxes and stuff, like belts, and you have to pull out the box, So knowing that as well would be a big plus because when a customer comes in, basically the way the register works is you have a program called ZNet, and then you have your POS, which is point of sale. So if a customer just walks in and gets tire shine and walks to the front to pay for it, you're going into the POS part of the system, you're scanning it with the scanner, and you're ringing it up like normal. But when a customer comes in and says, "Hey, I need brake pads," then you have to use ZNet, which is your main thing that you're going to be using most of the time. What year, model, and make do you have? you get the pads, and then you have to go in the back and get the pads from the section. Like, it's alphanumeric, so D675, that's the section it will be in. Just, that's not what it is. It's just a random example. So, that's, knowing where that stuff is going to be great. That's how the system works. So, I don't know. It just seems like I'm really going to enjoy it. I like cars. I like motorcycles. I really haven't really worked on cars too much. Like I worked on bikes more than I worked on cars. The most I've done with cars is like changing windshield wipers, putting windshield wiper fluid in, changing the battery, putting on a spare tire, filling the tire, plugging a tire, stuff like that. Um, I've never done an oil change on a car because I never had a lift or jack to get under the car, but I could do that. Not that we do that for people. What we do for customers at AutoZone is we change windshield wipers, we test batteries, we change batteries. That's basically what we do hands-on. If a customer buys windshield wiper fluid, I'm sure if they ask, we can put that in as well. But we don't change belts, we don't change tires, we don't do oil changes. We don't do anything like that because it's very time consuming, and we're not licensed to do that. But so that's why you don't really have to be a mechanic to work at AutoZone. It's a parts store. There's a lot of commercial part of it too. A lot of mechanics and stuff use AutoZone for parts and stuff. They have commercial accounts, so a lot of it has to do with that as well. I'll be putting parts on hold. If a customer wants to come pick it up, we'll hold it, but we hold it in the system. We don't actually put the item on a shelf that we're holding it for the person. It's get held in the system, basically, is what we taught. We can put stuff on hold in other stores. If we call another store, can you go check the shelf to make sure we have the item? They have it. We can put the part on hold in the system at that store. Customer can go over to that store. If it has to be ordered from the hub, we can have the hub send it over to the store. If it's a special item called, I forgot what it was called, but it doesn't come from AutoZone, it comes from, the actual like manufacturer or something, we can ship it to the store. We set it up to where UPS actually has to send it to us. We can choose to send it to a business. We can send it to a home. So that's kind of cool. It's all done in the system. So I think I'm going to like this job because 95% of the time I'm using the computer. I'm going to be behind the counter using the computer. And you guys know I build computers, I repair computers. Computers is my thing. Like when the manager was filling out my I-9, he was typing information. He was a one-finger typer. So he's like, so I can't wait for him to see me type some, blow his mind, So I'm going to be real comfortable with this job for sure. Definitely up my alley, it's definitely more my thing than slicing fucking meat. Zoot, zoot, take a slice. Ma'am, is this thin enough? Is this okay? Would you like to try a sample? Can you go a little thinner? Just a little thinner. Go a little thinner. It's just, I dreaded that. I think that right away I knew I wasn't going to like that. When I went to the other location for training for the 5 hours, I liked it over there. I didn't really like it, but I could stomach it. When I went over to the new market where I was hired for, it was just so big. The guy I was working for was a dick, and it was just not my thing. It was just not my thing. I knew it wasn't my thing when he told me he was only hiring for deli and produce. I knew right away it wasn't my thing, but he told me $11 an hour, and I needed a job, and basically I only worked there. I did the 4.5 hour training. I did 1 5-hour shift, and then I did 3.5 hours the following day, and I walked out. Just not my thing. Hated it. Okay, AutoZone hired me. The manager likes me. The district manager told the manager that he likes me. They're already putting me full time, and I'm supposed to be starting part time. They're opening a store in my town in the future, so I'm gonna bust ass, strive, stand out. So if they open that new store in my town, I can maybe get transferred over to my town store as a part sales manager, PSM. So that's what I'm shooting for. I'm shooting for that. I'm shooting to do that because I really want it. I wanted to be like some form of a manager. I'm 28. I don't want to do hourly. So the part sale manager that got hired at my store is making $13 an hour. So, he's buddy with the manager. So I guess that's what got him 13. He said he was trying to get 15. They were trying to give him 15. but I'm starting at 10. So I mean, 10 to 13, that would be nice. If I can get, I'm sure I won't be getting 13 if I'm a PSM. I'm probably either be getting 11 to 12.50, 11 minimum. You know what I mean? But I'm really hoping I can get PSM at 12 to 13 an hour. I would be very, very pleased with 12 to 13 an hour full time. That's decent. That's decent. Um, but I'm not worried about that right now. Right now, I'm just worried about going in there, showing the manager that, I'm, like the PSM. Okay, cool. He has that position at that store. That's cool. I'm really cool with him. Everything's cool. All right. But I want to stand out more than the other. Like we're called. You got red shirts. The regular people wear a red shirt. AutoZone is red shirts, and then the part sale all managers and part sale managers wear a gray shirt. I don't think you have to be a manager to wear a gray shirt. Gray shirt just means you're not a red shirt. But if you're a manager type person, you automatically wear a gray shirt. I might be wrong. Gray shirt might mean some kind of manager position, but I'm shooting for a gray shirt. All right, I want to stand out. I want the manager to know that out of all the red shirts, I'm the one that he has his eye on. You know what I mean? I have to do that. I just have to do what I have to do. I just gotta learn what I can learn the best and just stand out. Okay? This way, if I do, if they do open this new store and they're gonna be hiring people, they're gonna want someone over there that knows. I'm pretty sure that part sales manager is probably gonna get store manager at that new location, at a new location. I'm pretty sure of it. He's already buddies with the manager I work for now. I'm sure he's going to get store manager. But that still means they need a part sales manager for that new store. So I want that to be me. So he's the guy who's a part sale manager now that I'm cool with. He's 25. He'll get store manager. I'm pretty sure of it already. But I want part sale manager. I want to be the part sales manager. I'm not sure really what that means. Is it assistant manager? It's a manager of some kind. And all I know is you wear a gray shirt and you make more money and you're a manager, basically. You're in management. So I want that position. And that's going to be cool because that means I'm a gray shirt and I got maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 people under me in a red shirt. And I'm technically a manager. That would be so cool to me. Like being a manager, having people under me. To me, that's going to be dope. But right now, I'm, starting as a red shirt. I got no problem with that. I'm just super happy to have this job. It just seems like a really cool job. Right now I'm on this website. It's like, it's reviews and comments of people that work or have worked for AutoZone. This guy wrote something, and then this guy's just leaving, just comments about it. And you got 12 pages. I usually am on page 12. I've only over the last 3 days reading. Something like a page or two a night, 3 pages, and I stop, But basically, it's just people leaving negative comments, how AutoZone sucks, and how they don't care about their employees, and they're just trying to pocket money, and stuff like that. But every job's gonna have people like that. Every job's gonna have your negative comments and stuff. So I'm not really thinking of that too much. From what I've seen so far at orientation, and my manager's a super nice guy, I don't think it's that bad of a company. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm super excited to start working later today. I'm just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 hours from now. I got to be there. It's not on the map yet. When I searched, I already got the address. When I searched the address, it used to be a... 1753. It was a... Blinds to go. Like blinds to go. That's what it used to be. And the way that the building looks, it looks like an AutoZone. So that's why they took it over, because it looks perfect shape, window, the way that everything just looks AutoZone, So I already know where that is. It's right by the mall, right over here. So I'm going, over there tomorrow to, in a few hours, quite a few hours from now. Got to get some sleep, but I'm wide right now anyway. It's not a big deal. But that's my plan. I just really think this job is for me. Too bad I didn't look into this 3 years ago when I got up to New York. I could have been 3 years into the company already, But You get full benefits after 3 months. So after 90 days, I'll have dental, health, vision, stuff like that, which is great because I have to go get a cleaning, haven't been to the dentist. In the 5 years I worked for UPS, I had full benefits. I maybe only saw a doctor twice for whatever reason it was. I had a tendon in my finger get fucked up. I had to go see. So I never went to the dentist. I have great teeth. But I never went to the dentist in 5 years that I had UPS, and now it's the 3 years that I haven't been working really. So it's 8 years I haven't really been to a dentist. So as soon as I get those benefits, I'm going straight to the dentist for a cleaning. That's gonna be cool. But I'm not really. I mean, that's a great perk, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just worried about getting promoted. I'm worried about advancing. The store manager has been with the company for 7 months, and he's the store manager already of like 3 different stores. He got started here, then he trained someone for there, he moved to there, he trained some from there, he moved to there, he trains from there, and now he's moving to my store. So advancing he says it's very easy to advance if you want to advance. A lot of people don't. They just want to work. A lot of people just work and work. Like you can tell the people that are just going into work for their shift and going home, and that's all they want from the company. They just want to go do what they have to do, go home. Do what they have to do, go home. Do what they have to do, go home. Me, I already told them straight up, I want to advance. I'm going to show you that I'm your go-to guy. That's before I knew his buddy was a part sales manager, but I can still shine if I want. And I'm pretty sure if they open this place in my town, not only do I live in that town, which is ideal for me, I'm closer to the company, whatever, but they're gonna need a store manager, which, like I said, this kid, I know for sure he's gonna get that position if he wants it, but I'm getting that part sales manager. I might wait a month before I say anything, or I might, if I hear the store's opening, I'm gonna say something to him. Hopefully by then he notices my work ethic and he just knows, maybe he'll even come to me and say, listen, the store's opening up in your town, and I don't know if you know, but I want you to be a part salesman. He'll say PSM. He won't say part salesman. He'll say the term for it. I would like you to be a PSM for that store, and I'll just absolutely, like right away, I'll jump on that. But I'm shooting for that, Definitely my type of place. Cars, oils, stuff like that. I'm into that. Customer needs a battery change, I'll do it. You're on the computer a lot, which is my thing, going in, signing up people for the rewards card, putting in their address and phone number, and warranties, and it's just all computer based, and that's my thing. So I really think, I'm gonna like this, and it's not gonna be work. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, shit, I gotta go to work. Fuck, I gotta get up. Like when I was young, I used to work for my 16, 17. When I used to work for my grandma's, I say grandma's husband because it's my grandma's third husband, so it's not my grandfather. So I can't say my grandfather. To me, his name is Larry, and it's either I just say Larry. But when I explain it to you guys, you don't know who the fuck Larry is. I'm gonna say my grandma's husband. So when I worked pest control for my grandma's husband, he was a dick. He's an asshole. He's the worst person to work for. For example, he does fucked up things. Here's a perfect example of what I mean. And once I tell you this example, I don't really have to say anymore. We were doing a termite job. Termites, you know what termites are? They eat the wood, usually in an attic, or wood. They eat the wood in the wall, whatever. Right? In Florida, you got all these different kind of bugs and shit in Florida. But this guy, I don't remember what town it was in. We don't say town in Florida. We say city. Here in New York, when you say city, you think of Manhattan. You have to say town. What town do you live in? But in Florida, people say, what city do you live in? And that's the same thing as town, basically. Whatnot. So this guy had a standalone garage. I think it was like a 2 or 3 car garage, but it was its own separate building. It wasn't connected to the house or anything like that. All right, and we had to do a termite job, not termites in the wood. It was different kind of termites that are in the ground. Whatever the fuck it was. I think it was termites. Okay, and this job required you to take a drill, not like your regular little drill, concrete drill with a big ass bit like this, and drill it into the cement. Big ass loud noise drilling into the cement, and I had to drill holes every 4 to 6 inches apart. So hole, 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 all the way across the front of the driveway I mean, like, in front of in the garage doors, all the way across, whatever it was, 10, 12, 15 feet, whatever it was, drill these holes, all right? And the proper way to do the job is to drill the holes, use this special machine to spray and squirt chemical into the ground, into these holes, right? And once you fill these holes with the chemical, you had to fill in the holes again, right? You had to fill the holes back up again. I'm not sure what the proper thing to use was to do that. Some kind of concrete mix, concrete corking, whatever you want to call it, right? But Larry didn't have the chemical. He didn't have the proper stuff to fill the holes. He didn't have, usually he would have the proper stuff, but he didn't have it this particular day for this job. But the job had to get done. He wanted to collect the money. It was a big paying job. Money, money, money. That's all he thinks about. Money. Get the money and leave. Get the money and leave. That was his favorite phrase. Get the money and leave. Get the money and leave. Get the money and leave. All right? So he calls us up on the job. All right? He says, drill the holes, stuff the holes with paper towel, and then fill the holes with cork. Your regular cork for the wall. Regular cork, fill the holes. Okay? That's the type of guy I was working for. Let me repeat that. Drill the holes. Fill the holes with paper towels. Paper towels. Cork the holes with regular cork. Okay? You're still paying your guy by the hour to do this bullshit job, but you had to get them a check. You had to collect the money. Get the money and leave. Alright? Now, I felt bad doing this. I'm not the type of person to do the job fucked up like that, but I had no choice. I had to do the fucking job. So there I am, drilling these fucking holes, filling the fucking holes with paper towel, and corking it with your regular fucking drywall corking. Get the money and leave. Okay? Now you see why I didn't really feel like waking up in the morning to go work for this guy, even though he was part of the family. Another example. One time I was doing an annual for a house. Now, in the pest control industry, when you say annual, that means it's a service that you do every year. Usually the customer does it every year. And an annual consists of certain things you had to do. For example, part of the annual is to remove all these face plates. You want to be removing this one because it's on the inside of the house. You remove all the face plates that are on an outside wall. So there's a window here, so that's an outside wall. The face plate of the electrical outlet is right over here. You would remove that one. This one you would not remove because it's not on the outside of the wall. All the electrical face plates or light switches that are on the outside walls get removed. Okay? All of the covers in the kitchen and bathrooms get removed. So kitchen and bathroom, they all come off, and all the ones on the outside of the wall, facing an outside wall, come off. Okay? You take it off. On the back side of the cover, you put ant bait, an ant bait gel. Now this was the correct way to do it. There wasn't nothing wrong about this, but I'm getting to it. You put the ant gel bait on there, right? And you put the faceplate back on and you screw it back on. That's correct. You do that on all the ones you take off, all the ones in kitchen and bathroom, and all the ones facing an outside wall on an outside wall. In the bathroom, you take the ring that goes on the shower. You have your shower pipe into the wall and you got that ring around it. You pull back the ring and you use your little bellows duster and you put boric acid into the wall. That was okay. That was the proper way to do it. You put boric acid into the wall. That dries out any colonies that might be in there or whatnot. You know what I mean? That's correct. You do the same thing under the sink. You take the ring off where the pipes go into the wall, where your bellows duster, and you put boric acid into the wall. That's correct. Okay? The next thing you do is boric acid in the attic. You take your electrical duster that blows it blows boric acid. You fill it up with it's blue. It's a blue powder. You fill it up with you fill up the electrical duster. Has a hose. You pop your head. You don't go into the attic. You just pop your head up into the attic. You put the device on the attic floor. and you turn on the machine and you start blowing the attic. You start dusting out the attic. You start turning around. You dust everywhere in there. You're supposed to wear a mask, but we never did. You just don't breathe when you're up there. You got to stick your head out to get a breath of air, get back in there. All right, you do it so well that the vents that are on the outside of the house, you would see blue smoke coming out of the vents. That's when you know you're doing a good job. I even had a customer talk to my guy I work for. She was outside talking to him, and she's like, "Oh, look at this blue stuff coming out of the attic." And he said to her, "Oh yeah, that's good. That's my partner doing your attic." And he even said to me back in the car, "You did a good job," because she saw it blowing out of her attic. That's good. All right. Now, when I was in the attic at this particular house and then the other person's outside spraying the trees in the house with your regular, your pesticide. It's a mix with water, with chemical, and you spray the whole outside of the house, the trees, the bushes, whatever. That's part of the annual as well. One time I had to go do a spray and we didn't have any chemical. So do the spray. All we had to do, sprayed water. Like, you have annuals, and then throughout the day you're just doing sprays. So some houses you just go $30 a month, $45 a month, $55 a month, depending on the size of the house, and you do these sprays. One day we didn't have chemical, so we had to go all these houses just spraying fucking water, and we're still collecting money from the customers. Asshole. Anyway, back to this house. I'm doing the attic, and I see a rat trap with a dead rat on it. It was, a trap got a rat, but you didn't smell it. Usually you'll smell right away if there's a dead rat in the attic. But this was so old. This rat was dead for so long that it was only skin left. Everything inside the rat was nothing. So it was just a flat carcass, basically. Nothing in it. Nothing. It was just flat, like if you had a human body with nothing in it. Like almost like on Men in Black, the first one, when the guy comes down and he pulls the guy into the crater hole and he sucks his inside out and he puts it on as a suit, and you see him dragging the body. The body slaps out of the ground and then pulls back into the hole, and it's just like a flat, like just just skin with nothing inside. It was just like a flappy, loose body. That's what the rat looked like. So I saw the rat. So I told my partner, we sold the lady a rat job. And a rat job is a different things than an annual. When you do a rat job, you have to go into the attic, you have to set traps, and instead of blowing boric acid into the attic, you blow tracking powder. Tracking powder was white, very toxic. You cannot breathe tracking powder in. Tracking powder, it just dries out the rat. If there's rats in there, they'll die. And then on top of that, you're supposed to go up on the roof and close out any holes you might see. Put steel wool in the holes of the piping, just close out all the openings so no rats can get in. Make sure there's no trees touching the house or the building, whatever the case may be. So we call Larry to tell him that, hey, we just sold a rat job. We have to stay here a little bit longer and do this rat job. No, we don't have time to do that. We don't have time. You gotta get to this other house. You gotta get Mrs. Whoever's waiting for you. Just get the money and leave. Just get the money and leave. Get the money and leave. Dick. Dick, absolutely dick. Alright? Dick. So here's my alarm clock going off 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Gotta get there at fucking 7. Open my eyes. And the first thing that came to my mind was the work I had to go do, and the guy I was working for, and the guy I had to work with, and it just, oh my god. And since it was my grandma's husband, I could just fucking not go in, and one day go in, the next day not go in. I fucked around a lot. I didn't really work every single day because who I was working for. You can see why you don't want to go to work for something like this, alright? AutoZone, the alarm goes off. This is where I'm getting to now. The alarm goes off. Up like a spring chicken, go to work. I'm fucking happy to go in, alright? That's how I feel like I'm going to be. I'm going to like this job, so it's not going to feel like a job to me. People say when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like you're working a day in your life anymore. You do what you love to do, and mostly you do that when you're rich and you own your own company or whatever. But I can see myself going into this job and really enjoying what I do, alright? Like what I do, especially if I become a PSM. I'm moving up with the company. I'm making more money. I'm paying my bills off that I have. I'm able to save money now. Everything's okay. So I'm really excited for that, and that's why I told you the whole story about pest control, because I want you to see the difference. Like, I'm gonna be excited for this job. I'm gonna want to go in. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. So I just think that's what the case is going to be. and I can't wait to start working later today. Like I said, I know it's not open yet, but I'm at least go in. I'm gonna learn the store. I'll spend time with the manager. I'll let him see right away that I'm doing what he says. I'm moving around. I'm getting stuff done, and maybe he'll ask me. Maybe he'll ask me, like, maybe we'll talk about like what I want with the company, or if he already knows I want to advance, so maybe that will come up in conversation, and I could tell him, maybe I'll just say straight up, I know the store in my town is opening. If everything's okay and you like the way I work, maybe I could be a PSM for that store. We could just figure it out. But just to, I know this is longer than I wanted it to be, but I'm real excited for this job. I really can't wait to go in, at 8 o'clock. And I don't mind waking up early for something I enjoy doing. I mean, I'm not really a morning person. I really hate being up early. But for something like this, I don't mind it. I don't mind it, especially if I'm being acknowledged and I'm being noticed and I'm getting advancements. And especially if I do get that PSM position, I'll be ecstatic about it. I will be. God knows, looking down on me right now, He knows I really want it, and I'm doing the right thing. It's about time in my life that I am a manager somewhere. Like I said, I'm almost 30. I'm not a kid anymore looking for a regular hourly job. I need a career. All right? And like I said, the district manager likes me already. He told the manager that he likes me, so in my mind, I'm already ahead of the game, basically, here. Because when I spoke to the DM on the phone, I told him straight up, I said, listen, I'm not here to play games. I want to advance with the company. I'm not a kid. I said, I even told him, I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I just want to work. I want to do the right thing. And so I guess he liked that, and he told the manager that he likes me. So he never met me yet, but, I bet all the people he called for that store to tell him what's next in the process, I guarantee you none of them said that to him, all right? Because you just have to know I know how to talk, you know what I mean? And I write those emails when I get pissed off at like Wendy's, and I write those emails and shit. You gotta know how to talk. So I bet those people say, oh yeah, orientation, no problem, thank you. Thank you very much, have a good day. And that's the end of it. I bet you none of them said, listen, what I said, you know what I mean? But that's really it, guys. Still no vlogs for a few days. Like I said, it could be up to a week. Just want to give you a quick update about AutoZone, what's happening. So, wish me luck, and keep you updated. Tomorrow is just going to be a stocking. Today, later days, is going to be a stocking day. But next week we're open. I should be vlogging by then, but I don't know if it's going to be every single day. Because I have to get into the schedule, especially when it's open. So maybe I will vlog a little bit this week, but once we open, that's it. You know what I mean? But that's really it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and also upload a video that I made the other day. That's already edited, ready to go. So just want to give you a little update, So have a great day. Peace.